taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scoper, the England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy, Jesus Shutterworth the God, Go Artist, aka LB, Lauderdale Boss. You know what it is. RingGangRadio.com in the building. Wednesday night, Monday. Wednesday, we just talking boxing, my nigga. Fuck that. Fuck the days, nigga. Today was just crazy today. So, yeah, we just getting back in here with boxing. Got the whole crew here, you know what I mean? So, let's do this. Let's go. End of the year. You know, we closing it out. It's getting there. So, let's do it.
Yes, sir. You know, Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You know who this is? Your boy, King P. Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. So, you know what I'm saying? Ring Gang got us in a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? It's not Monday. It's not Friday. It's only Wednesday. But let's get it.
Yes, sir. You know, King P's not in the bodega. You know, right now he's straight in the sewer right now. He's actually...
Bodega's closed, but I'm not banning anybody. It's still holiday season. I'm being generous, but I will say right now, some of y'all are testing your fucking patience a little bit with these fucking arguments and these fucking whining with this fucking pound for pound. Get a life, kid. Like, really, get a life.
Dude, you got to remember, Wilder lost this weekend, and niggas is still uptight and funny style about that. So it's a lot of projecting going on. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Like,
get a
Wilder
fucking
be breaking
life.
niggas' hearts.
Like, these niggas need to get a fucking life. Like, stop whining. Well, your pick for fight of the year isn't the same as my pick, and I'm mad. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all ninnies about to be fucking banned. Like, I'm tired of y'all fucking bullshit.
This nigga said ninnies, like he's like, you fucking ninny.
Crawford just as bad because he keep tweeting every 15 minutes about why he should be. It's like, dude, it's like him and Clarissa Shields are like literally like almost the same person now. Like when they get on some fuck it, I should be this or I'm the reason why. Like these niggas don't stop. Like these niggas go full throttle with it, man.
Hell yeah. You know, yeah, it's annoying, man. And obviously, we'll probably get a little bit more into that too. And I know this will probably be when we actually do our end of the year show sometime in the new year. You know, it will come up, and I know there's gonna be a lot of mixed opinions. You know, as we lay out post to lead up to that. But yeah, I also got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's Conscious Pilot, the West Coast Avenger, #1 contender, prepare for liftoff. You know what is Ring Radio. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Conscious Pilot, he stays elevated above the clouds. You dig? So yeah, man. You know, last recap of this year, man, and you know we had pretty much 2 cards, and you know quality boxing. You know some upsets, some smash parlays. And a GOAT remains a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was. You know, it was a pretty good fucking weekend. You know,
I'll tell you this: a lot of fucking fighters left that weekend basically after them paychecks cashed. Getting that money.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no,
I don't even know what was the exact like amounts niggas got paid because I was hearing all types of shit.
A lot.
Because niggas just saying like Wilder got 50 mil, but then niggas is like 50 mil was like for the whole card. So I'm just kind of like,
I mean, as we all know, like Saudi Arabia, as we all know, they throw money around. Like, I mean, obviously before this, I mean, the first time that they did this was obviously for Joshua Ruiz too. When Ruiz got first he got a good payday for winning the belt, and then he got a either nicer payday for defending it. You know, and this of course is the reason why
you call it that.
Yeah, and it's the whole reason now that Ruiz is so because he got paid the big bucks. Now, dude, number one, he doesn't really need to fight for money, but he demands $20 million now for everything.
Why the fuck was he even there?
Yeah, and he was actually there too, talking.
They couldn't find any other Mexican. Like y'all could have brought Chris Arreola there. Like really, like.
But like I said, because you know one thing about these Saudi Arabia boxing events is they do like to bring in boxing notables from time to time. Like, you know, it's like, I mean,
he didn't even fight this year. What the fuck is he notable for?
Yeah, and that was honestly the fucking annoying part, because like, okay, it's one thing for you to be here. Like, he was popping so much shit. Y'all, you can't talk that much shit from outside the club because you couldn't even get in. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Thank you.
Sit there, comment, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But first, before we continue, I got comments. You know, shout out, you know, Lukey, salute Lukey, man.
Salute.
You know, and then Henny God, you know, salute y'all. Wilder disappointed me. He disappointed a lot of motherfuckers, and we will definitely get to that fight. And Joshua, shout out to Ring Gang Radio. LB, I saw your Frank Sanchez tweet. Hey,
I do. I was like, yo, I know Joshua O. He got, if you don't show up for this, like, I don't know what it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but salute all y'all, man. I hope everybody's in good spirits. We about to kill this shit, man.
Yeah, like the day of reckoning. Like, overall, as the event, though, it was a successful event. Like, I mean, they did. Like, in terms of fight action, I mean, 7 of the 8 fights were entertaining to watch.
Hey, yo, hold on. How you want to go about this? You want to just briefly do each? No, I'm sorry. Apologies for interrupting you.
Yeah, no, we'll go from order how they actually came up.
Oh, okay. And then,
I mean, some of them are not.
Then our overall final thought of the event as a whole, because there's a lot of shit we got to get on that too.
Yeah, no, of course, absolutely.
Okay, all right, we'll start it off, man. I'm all ears, my nigga.
Yeah,
you already know.
The first fight was Junior Fa versus Frank Sanchez, and that fight, it was interesting for 2 things. Number one, Sanchez was kept in line by Junior Fa's jab, like for round after round after round. Like, I don't know what the fuck his problem was, like whether he was just playing with his food or he was just simply didn't know how to. He waited a little bit too long to make an adjustment. But Fa was arguably. Frank was definitely playing with his food.
He was the kid that was basically stirring around the broccoli and just like trying to play with the potatoes. Like, yeah, he was definitely playing with his food.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was. I mean, it didn't look like he was being like bothered like that. But it just looked like he wasn't serious until like King P started really kind of putting hands on him. I mean,
this fucking guy.
That nigga looked just like King P, bro. Like, when my sister sent the little text, I was like, "What is King P fighting?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out!" Yeah. But I kind of see where Pat coming from, but it just more seemed like he was playing with his food, and then he kind of woke up, and it was like, a good example of this, and I don't think he was playing with his food, but it was one of those, he woke up and turned it on. Right. If you remember Muhammad Ali versus Ron Lyle, Ron Lyle kind of giving Ali the business for most of that fight.
It was.
And then he hits Ali with something. I think it's in the 8th round, 7th round, one of those fucking after the half point, whatever. And it kind of wakes Ali up, like he's like, hold on, wait, this nigga's beneath me. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? And he just kind of beats his ass and takes over and wins the fight. Yeah. That's what it kind of felt like with Frank Sanchez. Like, he had to wake up like, oh shit, like, I'm not supposed to be, like, niggas is actually tweeting bad about me. Like Pat pissed off, Joshua O gonna say I'm boring. Hold on. Bim, like, yeah. Shit was crazy though, man.
And just like, but when he turned it on too, I think it was in the 6th round where he landed that right hand, and Fa, and I was like, and Fa just turned, like, he was like done, like, bro was just like, he didn't know what the fuck hit him.
He would have been stopped in the 6th round if it wasn't for the fact that the bell like had rang. It was the end of the.
Oh yeah, he got dropped bad. Yeah, he got dropped bad in that round. He got literally saved by the bell. Then. Yeah,
but at least Sanchez didn't waste no time in the 7th round. Like, he was like, you know what, fuck all this bullshit. Like, he had him once he dropped him with that right hand again. Like, yeah, that shit was a wrap. Like, I was like, damn, he could have done this shit like in fucking the first or the second round, whatever the fuck.
He probably didn't because his last fight was on like the pre-fight. You know what I'm saying? One of the last Showtime pre-fights, and he got rocked real bad against a random jobber. So maybe he's now, especially his last fight, he's gonna be a little more cautious now.
Yeah, but it's like because like I said, you're in Saudi Arabia, and if dude is clearly beneath you, just go ahead and take him out, and that's the shit because you don't want to be fucking around with anyone of that of his size, and he lands some more bullshit, and bam, he's out of there, But
Junior Fall was still kind of timid, it's not like he was kind of taking it over,
exactly.
You see how when Ron Lyle was going at Ali, he was really taking it to Ali. Junior Fall wasn't really. He was just doing a little bit more. He wasn't really taking it to him. Because I feel like if he was really taking it to him, Frank Sanchez would have woke up sooner. But
Junior Falafel just looked like he was just stat padding for the first 5 rounds.
Yeah,
but it was just enough. It wasn't nothing crazy.
But I mean, it definitely was enough that he definitely could have won some rounds, because they were clear because he was doing something.
He probably won a couple rounds. He probably won 2 rounds, maybe.
But at least though the knockout of it set off the card right because Sanchez.
Yeah.
And I know both me and Pete.
I had to wait for that motherfucker.
I think me and Pete both put money on that actual round prep. That.
7 through 8. 7 through 8. I put a KO on it and it hit.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, +1, there it is. And then the next fight, which was the biggest mismatch of the fucking card, was Philip Hrgović and Mark Demori. This was a horrible, they could, Andy Ruiz's happy ass could have been in the ring with Hrgović that night. Honestly, he could have just got out of his street clothes, put on some fucking trunks, and he probably would have gave a better fight. Yeah, Mark Demori, as I mentioned before in the preview, dude's only known for getting KO'd and won by David Haye that was coming back.
And that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much the first right hand Hrgović landed on dude was on Queer Street. It was bad. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's got. And
if that fight went more than a round, I would have been disappointed in Hrgović.
Yeah, and he went down, and the funny thing is too is he went down the first time, and then after that, when Hrgović started landing some of those right hands, dude was turning away, and he was letting Hrgović hit him in the back of the head. You can't do that, my nigga. You gotta turn around and fight. You can't do it. If you're getting hit hard, go to a knee or something, clear your head, but don't turn away and let Hrgović hit you in the back of your head because the referee wasn't calling because he kept on doing this shit the referee's you're turning your fucking head. He's not, that's not rabbit punching. And he did, and then he did it the third time, and the referee was just nah, we'll stop this fight. And I was like, great. I put money on 1 and 2, and I got it at +105. So okay, thumbs up. I was like, okay, maybe Lady Luck will kind of shine the light on me. Okay. Yeah, Mark Demori is disgusting too because he got paid good money for that bullshit. Hrgović should be ashamed of himself for that too. Hrgović should be ashamed of himself, and and Mark Demori, I hope to never see on fucking TV again, in any fashion. That 41-2-2 record is inflated. You fought other bar drunks or some shit like that.
Uber drivers and
there's no
duster salesman.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the third fight was the Jay Apataya fight, wasn't it? I think, correct? That was the third fight.
I ain't gonna lie, that dude.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. No, he looks really good. Pause.
Yeah, Jay Apataya, he wasn't fucking around.
Special. Early on.
I put money on him winning. I didn't put a knockout because I wasn't too familiar with Zorro. But the funny thing is too, Zorro tried to counter him, and it wasn't working because I think it was a little bit too slow. And then after just seconds later, Jay Apataya lands pretty much a sweeping right hand, a KO of the year.
Yeah,
and had this nigga gone
dude was asleep with his eyes open.
Right. Yeah.
He was out cold before he hit the ground. That's a true knockout.
That's what you're supposed to do. Ja's a cruiserweight. I don't know if he's small, too small to go to heavyweight eventually, but I think
Nah,
he got the skills. He got the skills and stuff to maybe test the water soon.
Yeah, he will. You're not gonna keep all that talent in motherfucking cruiserweight.
Yeah, he's talented. He's too talented to not.
Yeah. And
he might be a heavyweight in 2 years.
So yeah, could be sooner.
So maybe next year.
Because I was like, when that shit hit, I was like, God damn, like dude was like, all I know is if that fourth rope wasn't there, dude was in that apron. Dude would have probably been carried out of that ring.
Yeah, fucking crazy. That shit was bananas. Hold on, real quick. Salute Android. What it do? I don't know. We said what up to him. I can't remember.
What up, Rob? What up, Rob? What up, Rob? What up, Josh?
Oh yeah, what up, Rob? Too. Hey, what up?
What up,
if Sanchez learned how to turn it up earlier, he would be dead. He would be deadly. I don't know what it is. Like he'll just be one of those guys. He'll be known in the heavyweights until he gets a shot.
Until he gets his big chance, then he'll be
until he gets his big chance. But and I feel like he gets shots, opportunities, but he never takes advantage of them. Like you never walk away from a Frank Sanchez fight just like, oh shit, he killed it. But you're always gonna walk away saying it was born until.
Yeah, he decided to end it.
Yeah, it's like he's an until ass nigga. Like until, like
I mean, because dude has the old school Cuban, or not. I wouldn't say the old school Cuban style, like the Cuban style that was very unpopular among certain group of Cubans back in the day. He has that style.
This motherfucker too big and swole to fight like that. Like like god damn it, man. I'm sorry. Just reading the comments brought that shit back. Yeah, he waits too motherfucking long.
He makes
every holidays, yo.
He makes Luis Ortiz look like fucking Casamayor.
Because at least Luis Ortiz get his hands moving, even old Ortiz, but Frank Sanchez just be on some like, nope, gotta be perfect opportunity to throw this punch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I was like, getting this offense working is a foreign concept for him. It's just like, get your offense going and set up your shots. No, I'll wait till my opponent does something and I'm just gonna counter him. Like it makes for horrible fights.
And see, it makes you not want to like really throw him into any matchups because it's like it's gonna be a stinker.
Yeah, and it sucks because dude clearly has the power to get niggas out of there, and he just he fucks around too much. Like
I shouldn't see. There shouldn't be smaller heavyweights with smaller and chinnier heavyweights in the past.
Right,
have been more aggressive than you.
Right,
like that's crazy. Like fucking Tommy Morrison wouldn't have went no goddamn 7 rounds with dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone else,
fucking Duke would have got his ass out the fuck up out the paint.
And you would think that this motherfucker trains with Canelo, that he would have learned what a killer instinct is. Like you kidding me? Like
I said, like all of them, like all of them got killer instinct over there. But like, where's the well? Remember, what's his name? Reynoso ain't even show up to train him until the day of his fight. Like,
true.
We gotta remember that shit. You know what I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
I do want to see Hrgovic and Sanchez maybe fight each other or get in bigger fights later on, because I feel like we be getting teased by them niggas. Pause. Like,
right.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's like I expect more from them for their type of name, their hype.
Yeah,
but you always left wanting more. It's always like.
Yeah, but speaking of heavyweights that I thought, I expected more from, which goes to our fourth fight and the first upset of the night. Arslanbek Makhmudov and Ajit Caballo. Now, we previewed him, and Caballo is pretty much, he has that victory over Chisora like years back, like when Chisora was still a serviceable fighter, and then he did nothing with it. He was just fighting old faded fighters, or
he fought like 5 times in 7 years.
Honestly, the only reason why I stayed away from that fight was because I hadn't seen enough of Caballo. Because to me, Makhmudov was always just a stiff, lumbering brute.
He was always gonna get quote unquote exposed. He was always gonna get,
Yeah, but I didn't realize how fragile his fucking body was, because he took shots to the chin pretty well, but it was
the thing is, he took it to the chin well, pause, but then he got tired, then the man went downstairs.
And then he's clumsy. And he was missing too.
Clumsy, and then this once he was a little tired and hurt, that body attack was relentless in the end.
And I've seen him before, but he just looks so lumbering. It's like, I don't know, man. Like he was damn near like Valua was more coordinated than this motherfucker.
This motherfucker always struck me as a fee-fi-fo fum type of fucker.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he is. But he has like quote unquote, R-word power. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was knocking niggas out.
Dude, the way he's moving so slow. I don't know. It's like he has some George Joyce in him. He has some Valua, and he has some fee-fi-fo fum in him.
Yeah, he was like,
but it's just like the worst. He has the worst of all of that shit. Like, no, like the way how lumbering and it's like I ain't gonna lie. Like, if somebody was like, if you had all these heavyweight boxers lined up and the niggas like, yo, point out the heavyweight nigga you want to fight, and I'll give you 50 grand. I'm pointing out that motherfucker. I'm like him, that nigga right there, like.
But he, once I saw him kind of get a gift on Takam on one of those Canada ESPN cards, I saw Takam basically not being able to miss the overhand and making Makhmadov miss so much. I was like, yeah, he's gonna get exposed bad eventually. That's why after Takam they gave him cans like the next 4 or 5 fights. You know what I'm saying?
And the fact is, it's just the way like Caballo, like number one, Caballo showed the chin, like he was not affected not once. And I'm not saying
because he did take some fades. Like,
he did too, and he did, and he stayed, and he didn't sway from his plan. He would back up, and then he went back in, pause to actually, to do what he had to do. Like the body work was outstanding. Like, and then Drew was lighting Drew up with uppercuts, and it's just like Makhmadov was like gassed by like the second, third round. Like he was like finished. He was laboring. I was like,
see, you can speed up people gassing when you put consistent hands on them. A lot of niggas don't do that in boxing. They know a guy is gassing, and they just kind of pat. Like, nigga, put them fucking bombs on him, nigga. Like, so I'm glad dude kind of seized the moment, because
he
a lot of people don't, bro.
Yeah, like there was no fucking around. Frank Sanchez should actually watch this fight, because Caballo, like once Makhmadov, like he showed like he was fading. Caballo just like, you know what, fuck this. Like, yeah, start putting the real serious combinations together and put him down like 3 times. Like it was like, and it was sad. The referee had to stop. This motherfucker's over here just gasping for air and shit like that on the ropes. And like all my fucking parlays were busted off that.
Yep.
Thankfully, I stayed away from that.
Yeah, because
he took one out the game for me, man. That motherfucker.
Yeah, and not Caballo. I mean, you could have wasted Makhmadov. You could have taken a 0, man. Have at least have Jared Anderson take it, but there's somebody like that on the top rank because he's on top rank. But it is what it is.
Yeah. This is one of those because Top Rank put him on there. Top Rank was trying to build him up into a Jared Anderson fight, but now he has to rebuild. Like
get this jolly white giant the fuck out of here.
I'd have him fight. I'd have him fight Goodall, the one Ajagba stop. Ajagba stop maybe the one.
He's gonna have to. I mean, he doesn't need a soft touch now, but someone needs to tell this dude to A, get his cardio up, and 2, do a little bit more, sit-ups or whatever. Like instead of doing 50, what you probably do like 500, something.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching him for a little while because one of my friends is actually an ironic fan of him. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of kept an eye on him for a bit. He used to look a little bit more in shape in previous fights. He wasn't looking the most fit I've seen him look.
Yeah, I've been around. Like, dude is a fucking beast in person. Like, he's like, dude is like ridiculous. But you are right. It seemed like he was probably a little softer around the middle.
Yeah.
A little bit, but his weight
slower too.
Yeah, but his weight though was like around how he usually weighs. Like, he might. I guess he probably wasn't in shape. 260 something pounds. Like, because dude used to be more built. Or at least more solid than that. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like this dude, he looked, whatever it was, he didn't look like a lion, bro. He looked like a straight up lamb, like
all like a lamb.
Yeah, like and he disappointed me too because I actually thought he would do something, but after the way
he did something all right, got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he busted all my fucking parlays. I was like, well, and I wanted to do like a one for the next 4 fights. I was just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck that. Like, cause
there's somebody in each set of fights that always fucked up a parlay. Cause Miller fucked up the next set of fights.
Yes, yeah, and it was also arguably probably the fight of the night. Daniel Dubois and Gerald Big Baby Miller. That was a hard fight. Dubois definitely got tested like early and in the middle of the rounds too. Like, because Big Baby was putting a lot of fucking pressure on him and had Daniel Dubois like really on his bike. Like he was actually, and Dubois is not known for that type of footwork and that type of movement.
That's the most he's ever moved and boxed.
You could tell because by the third, fourth round, his mouth was already starting to open. I'm like, oh my god, please don't tell me this motherfucker tired already.
Yeah,
what kind of training y'all niggas do if sticking and moving for 3 rounds got you looking like that? I'm just saying, bro. Like. Mm-hmm. Like, we've all had to do some sticking and moving for, like, some rounds, but... Yeah. You looking like... I mean, I know that we ain't do it with a winter soldier in front of us, but still, like...
Right. Yeah, and we're... Well, yeah, I mean, Drew was dealing with a guy that was 100 pounds heavier than he was, and, like I said, all Big Baby Miller was just doing was coming forward, and Dubois was just... And anyway, I understand, because he was trying to get some... He was trying to create distance so he could actually throw some bombs at him, which he did. And fun things too, Big Baby was kind of shrugging them off, but I was like, okay, this is. But then Dubois started going to his body, and then you can see that. And then, although it took a couple of rounds, you can see that Big Baby was starting to fade a little bit. And then
by the sixth round, he was already. It was the beginning of the end, the decline of Big Baby. He was already starting to get tired.
Started having more of an effect then too.
Yeah, because
you started seeing Miller get like dazed a couple times. Not dazed, but you started to see him get buzzed and step back a few times.
Yeah, especially So I think it was in the 7th or 8th round. Like dude was starting to like
his lack of defense. I think he was tired. He couldn't keep his hands up. Yeah, he was just tired and couldn't keep his hands up, and you just get paying for price.
Well, I mean,
sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, when you're not on 3 different PEDs, and 322 pounds, like
because he's like did he just break records throwing punches per round?
He did. Like, dude was once top 5 in work rate in all divisions. How insane is that? Like,
I mean, now we know why, but
I'm saying.
Yeah, and he actually made a concerted effort to come in shape. I was because it's funny because I was talking on a space with a couple people, and I was like, I do not remember the last time the Big Baby came into a fight under 300 pounds, and then somebody pointed out, 2017. I'm like, God damn, 6 years ago. What the fuck? Every year, then
I know, like because I know some of those HBO cards, or even because I know he fought on PBC a couple of times. Dude was around there, and
285, like where he actually like not sloppy and out of shape.
He looked sloppy. He looked sloppy all week. When you're talking shit, you can just see the fat coming out of the shirt. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't the tight.
Once he went over 315, then it was like everything was just bad. Like sloppy.
Yeah, because he's not meant. His body's not supposed to be holding that much weight, bro. Like 315, and it's like either lift some fucking real weights or do some goddamn cardio. But do something with that bulk.
Take some legal fat burners if something like that. I don't know.
Now he don't need to be taking shit. He need to be getting his ass on the goddamn track or on a park or some shit. That's his problem now. Like everybody wants to fucking take shit. Like if you gonna take some, work out too. Like motherfuckers be wanting the magical goddamn pills and shit.
Right.
They want the magic beans.
Yeah. And it's like, and in real talk, I expect that shit from women. Like, but dudes, as a man, you got to be willing to fucking sweat and work out some. Like, this flat tummy T shit. It's bad enough broads be on that shit. But I'm like, all right, broads. Shout out to the ones who ain't on that shit. But god damn, like, ain't no way no nigga should be in oh lord, in the motherfucker trunks. Dude, why was you dressed like a fucking thought, yo? Like, you trying to be Baumgartner with the trunks, nigga? Like, what was the fucking point of that?
Nigga wanted to show off his legs and shit. Pause, nigga. Like,
nigga, like, yo, like, who's checking for your fat ass tree stump legs, nigga? Like, God damn it, put some fucking clothes on. Man, you nasty fuck, you lazy bitch. You made me kick my fucking parlay.
Yeah.
You, oh God. See,
Yeah, but
nigga.
also, I have to say, like, enough respect to Daniel Dubois, who was like, you know what?
Yeah.
He got, basically he saw that shit, and he, in the 10th round, he wrapped it up. Like, dude,
he saved his career.
Yeah. Yeah, because in front they were talking about, well, they were talking about, well, if Daniel Dubois lost, like, it'd be the end of his career, and he'd probably, like, it'd be a whole bunch of shit. Dubois, listen, like, he didn't fade, like, there was no mental lapses or anything like that.
Like, you saw him get tired, but he didn't fade.
Yeah, he willed himself to do it.
Great word.
Yeah, and then he ended up bashing Big Baby around in, like, the final seconds of the fight, like, hard shots. Like, Big Baby's, like, his nose was bleeding, his mouth was bleeding, and Big Baby, he was trying to play that he wasn't hurt, and then Dubois hit him with some shit again, and dude was just stumbling. I was like, yo, ref, aren't you gonna call, like, a standing 8?
He didn't take a beating. He didn't take a beating.
Yeah, and then the final was, I think it was like one right hand and a left hook, and the referee was like, yeah, like, that's enough. Like,
that ref was cool. He wanted a stamp on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Too many niggas be stopping shit and we don't get that stamp. Like,
and so did Sergio Moro.
He made sure.
Did y'all hear Sergio Moro talk hella shit after?
What did he say? I don't remember what he said. Because when I stopped it, I literally jumped up. I was like, yeah, I'm scared. Like,
the whole fight, he was just being normal. But then after the fight, he's like, and that's what he gets for being a cheat and ruining, like, all. He just pull off a little ether verse on.
You know what it is? If you heard the commentary, they was going in on Mora. Like, they was being mad disrespectful to Mora. All. The whole I'm about to say cast, but the whole week or the whole show, yeah, the whole show, because they was like there was one fight maybe it was that one, and I think that's why he exploded like that. Pause, where he was trying to tell him like, yo, Dubois know what he's doing. He's saying like they know what they're doing. He's this that, and the fight is gonna play out a certain way. And they kept telling him, no, it's not. And then at the end, it happens. And then that's why he just gets all happy.
Yeah, that's why he got, I think the first half of the fight, the first 5-6 rounds, it was competitive. It was actually.
And you can see what both of them were doing.
Yeah.
He was trying to carry. If you're trying to carry somebody fast, you usually got to have better cardio than your opponent. And Miller, he tried to carry Dubois fast, and it would have worked if he had better cardio.
Yeah, better stamina. It would have. Because it's like the tides were turning for him a little bit. Then he just got zapped of it all.
Dude, it took one more round of good pressure. Dubois would have caved in.
Yeah.
But it got to that crossroad, like you said. Like, it got to that point in the fight where one of them had to have a little bit more to win, and Dubois said, "Fuck it, I got a little more." And he put his foot on it and he willed himself, like Pat said. And then he wrapped it up at the end like some G shit. So I know we was kind of getting on him in the Usyk fight, and I still think
we needed to.
We needed to. Nah, nigga, this tough love over here, bro.
People call him the Tin Man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've called him the Tin Man a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But...
Nah, he gets his just desserts, and I didn't like how he carried himself in the Usyk fight. But I still thought he won that shit. I still thought Usyk, tried his best to get an Oscar. Yeah, like, yo, like that. He could legit say, well, damn, I didn't beat, like, unified champ. I didn't beat the damn unified cheat. So, he could really brag on both. So, to see him kind of fight through all this shit and get to it and put his mark on this shit, it's good. I mean,
especially too when Big Baby Miller in the lead up to that was like ripping him apart, like verbally.
Yeah,
motherfucker couldn't talk. Motherfucker was on some simple Lenny of Mice and Men shit. Like, dude wasn't talking no type of shit. He looked slow. He was talking like his tongue was too big for his mouth and shit like that. Bro, he wasn't doing nothing, so he let his fist do the talking. And like I said, this dude had me jumping up off here like, yeah, like dude had me hyped because he stopped dude like the way he did.
No, the 10th round buzzer beater, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Who doesn't love a fucking 5 second?
I mean, he had me hyped, even though fucking he fucked up my parlay.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Boxing is boxing.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
this was
it's
probably
boxing.
the
Like, that was easily the fight of the night, though. Like that was. I mean, Loki could probably be even the fight of the year because it was competitive enough where you could actually.
Nah, that wasn't no fucking fight of the year, bro. Stop.
It was close.
It was one of the better.
It wasn't no fucking close to no goddamn fight of the year.
It was one of the better heavyweight fights this year, though.
Dude, that fight, bro. Like, that's just nowhere, dude. Man, we gotta be down bad if y'all niggas is trying to say that was a fight of the year.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a top 5 or anything like that, nigga. Like
that's just like maybe top 20.
It was a good scrap. Nice hands. Pause. But.
Yeah, but fight of the year, dude. That fight wasn't even. Look, you had niggas swearing Navarrete Valdez wasn't a fight of the year, and that was a better fight than this.
That wasn't me, my nigga. Like,
well, now I'm just saying in general, but like, it's a good fight, but goddamn, like. Nah, like.
Well, I mean, either way, it was definitely the fight of the night. The shit was up there, like
that and the Makhmadov fight. That was the one that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I mean, because that was an upset.
The parlay killers.
Yeah, and then like I said, the card was just on that card was on a straight up and up. Like this shit, like I was like, the energy was good, everything was there, and then I think who was next? Was it the Bivol fight that was next?
Bivol fight, yeah. Bivol fight. The funny thing is they ended up switching the order because the Big Baby fight and the Big Baby and Dubois fight was supposed to be the third fight on the card. Then after that would have been the last two. But Bivol got there late, and so he wasn't ready by the time to get to fight when he was supposed to. So they had to run out Big Baby and Dubois early so that fucking Bivol could get ready and get his shit together in time to get ready to fight.
Right.
And he did that on purpose. He's like, man, I'm the only champion on this card. Fuck that. He said, I need a better slot on this shit.
And then Bivol and Linden offered.
Yeah, and this ended up being the fucking piss break of the fucking card. So
I'm kind of disappointed in Bivol because. The first 5 rounds, he was looking like he was going to stop Arthur. But then somehow we're talking about a distance fight.
Yeah. And then, although in the 11th round, he came very close to actually putting him away. Like, he dropped dude, and, the bell kind of saved Arthur from actually getting stopped.
Nigga, you had that effort the whole fight.
Yeah.
In the third round, he could have stopped him.
Yeah, this motherfucker had multiple opportunities to stop him, including one where he hurt him, and then Arthur backs up against the ropes, and Bivol just fucking looks at him for 20 fucking seconds and doesn't throw a goddamn punch.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
He literally just watched him, it's like he comboed him in Street Fighter. He said, and he's like, he saw the birds and stars, and he's like, alright, fuck it. I ain't gonna do nothing else. That didn't what the fuck?
Yeah, dude's killing. And on top of that, his punch selection was just straight punches. He wasn't it was where's throw some.
Dude, it's Bivol is the most skilled, unskilled guy. I don't know, he has so much skill in in certain aspects. So you kind of be thinking it's gonna he's gonna show that same type of skill in other parts of boxing, but it doesn't. He literally just has 2 punches.
He does 2 punches, but he don't have power and pop like that. That's all. He's a master boxer, but he's UD.
He was hurting Arthur. He has power.
You should have got him out of there. I'm disappointed.
It's his temperament. Dude, power and temperament go the same. If you a nigga with decent power and you knocking people out, you're gonna get more knockouts than a nigga with good power who doesn't like knocking niggas out.
Actually, last time I saw him beat somebody up, he didn't even stop him. I don't think was Jean Pascal because he was beating the shit out of Pascal.
Yeah, he was because Pascal has actual chin.
And see, I'm not even gonna get mad at him not stopping Pascal. It's these other niggas. Last person he stopped was fucking Barrera, and like Barrera, they literally had to drag Barrera to the damn ring.
Right, yeah, and that was an HBO fight. That was a long fucking time ago.
I'm saying, right? Like come on.
I do want to say, I think people to compare. Oh, Better Beef's gonna beat Bivol next. If he fights like this, I don't think Bivol's obviously.
Oh my god,
he's not gonna fight. I'm saying
Bivol is not going to beat Better Beef. Not like that. Not with that gay boxing.
But I'm saying he's not gonna fight that way, like aggressive to Better Beef. I mean, no one, Bivol is a smart boxer.
He's gonna have to fight aggressive somehow because he's not gonna win if he doesn't. See, that's the one thing I think y'all missing with Bivol's natural default style is an aggressive boxer. It's just the quality of his punches and temperament that doesn't make him some offensive threat, even though he's a offensive boxer.
Right.
He has a decent work rate. He puts punches together. He puts combinations together. He throws shots in and out. He's always going to have a good work rate. Like, Bivol doesn't fight in a minimalized boxing way. If you make Bivol be minimalized, like not throw a lot, like you take away half his game plan. He's a guy who has to point you. He has to outpoint you. And if you don't let him outpoint you, you don't let him point with you. It's like, what the fuck else is he does nice?
Yeah, because I mean,
that'd be nice if he wouldn't pitter patter half the fucking time.
But he wins that way. Like I agree, bro. But that's a temperament. He's an offensive guy who doesn't really want to be offensive.
I still favor Bivol like Better Beef. I mean, I still favor Bivol against Better Beef, but I gotta
no, he's Better Beef's because with Better Beef
it's 60-40 to me. Like I give Better Beef 60, Bivol 40. Because Bivol's a guy like Thurman where he knows how to win fucking rounds and do just enough. And those guys are scary because you got to really hurt them or put them on the damn retreat to really beat them niggas.
Right, and the problem with Bivol with Better Beef is a guy. I mean, although Better Beef, like I said, he comes out cold most of the time. But if you let Better Beef warm up into a fight,
it's gonna get bad.
It's hard.
It gets serious.
And see, and that's one thing. Like Bivol knows how to get early leads.
Hey,
Bivol could have Better Beef cold, but the thing is that the thing that's going to work against Bivol, against Better Beef that works with everybody else, even though Bivol will have early success against Better Beef because he's aggressive, but he won't have the power to make Better Beef kind of chill. Yeah. And that's the thing, because he's not gonna have the temperament. He's not gonna really try to really hurt Better Beef. He's just gonna jump out and be like, all right, let me push him back. Let me that combos, bitch punch, and that Better Beef is gonna be looking bad. He's gonna be eating few of those, but he's gonna work his way into that fight and start throwing those damn Marco Huck bombs and shit, and then
yeah, I mean,
he's gonna club him in the back of the head a couple of times and say, "Fuck your gay boxing." Like that shit.
That's what he's really doing. Like, Better Beef is just gonna really just be on some like, yeah, fuck that. Like, yeah, I see what you're doing, and it's not enough.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. See him next. Seeing him in a couple months. I mean, coming off jaw surgery. I wonder. Pushing 40, so you never. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, he's up against it with Callum Smith. Like, Bivol better hope he look off or something, or he lose because
Bivol said he already signed. Bivol said he already signed his part of the contract. So after that, I guess we got to wait on Beterbiev. Let's hope he gets past.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, the Saudis have already said like we're interested in bringing the undisputed light heavyweight title fight, and Bivol, because Bivol's not the type to talk about his contract like that. So when he says that shit is signed,
he got paid. He got paid.
Yeah, he got paid. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much we're waiting to see because he's gonna face the winner of Better Beef or Callum Smith. I mean, obviously Eddie would love it to be Callum Smith because now Eddie will be able to be cut in to the promotion. Yeah. Whereas Better Beef is obviously his top ranking. It'll be a little different because Better Beef Callum Smith actually has real stakes in the line because everyone knows Better Beef is coming off. Better Beef is getting up there like he's almost 40.
Let's hope that Saudi money is able to make fucking Suleiman look the other way and not have to worry about these goddamn stupid fucking politics. Nah,
Yeah, of course it is. Like, you know, if the Saudis are going to be bankrolling shit, yeah, Suleiman is going to be, oh yeah, you know, sure, yeah, we'll because you notice too during the event though, Dmitry Vol didn't say that he was from Russia. He would say he was from, you know, some different country. Like, they're already putting that shit down in the foundation. But
yeah, that's just kind of crazy. I could have just imagined I'm somewhere and it's like, nigga, I ain't from Fort Lauderdale. It's Miami, nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. God damn.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yes, but yeah, but like that fight is pretty much signed because Bivol doesn't talk about his contract. So if he says that shit is signed, then you know it's signed. So it's like, so yeah, we just waiting. It's about 3 weeks, give or take, for Better Be Even Callum Smith, which I know we'll talk about that like probably in the new year, and I'm sure we're anticipating that fight. And then
I've been hyping up that fight all year. So yeah,
you know, and it was a shame that it got postponed, but you know, shit happens. Yeah, you know. And then, you know, we get to the co-main of the card.
Whew, I think we all gonna need to take a drink on this one, man.
We have one Joseph Parker, and we have one Deontay Wilder. You know, and if your parlay wasn't busted at this particular point, it probably got busted at this point. You know, for sure. Yeah, I shout out because I was talking to my man Doc about this. And shout out, first of all, to the Kronk Education. Shout out to Andy Lee, who I mean, you know, who's underrated as a boxer, and now clearly has learned well from Emmanuel Stewart and Sugar Hill and all of them, and is become a pretty fucking good trainer. Apparently, like, you know, I was saying, you know, the Kronk boys, the trainers, you know, they be whooping anytime that Wilder faces anything like that. They be whooping on Wilder, like Wilder can't get past this. It's just like Eddie Futch was like the trainer for 4 of the 5 people that beat Muhammad Ali. Like Ali was like, yo, he's the only trainer that's like that's done that. That kind of like that peeps the weakness in my game and sews it up. Andy Lee put together a absolutely brilliant plan for Joseph Parker for this fight against someone who can erase you with one shot without a setup or anything, without a consistent jab, without a body shot, without working nothing like this. Just
he used to pump that jab though. I don't know what happened. He used to jab it to at least measure. What I don't even know what happened, bro.
Well, what happened was as soon as he got rid of Mark Breland, we talked about this too. Mark Breland pretty much said, yeah, he's done. You know, Mark Breland is now proved to be a fucking sage to what he's talking about because he got Malik Scott, and we all talk about Malik Scott is his buddy. Malik Scott is a Wilder knockout victim. Malik Scott was teaching.
He threw that fuck. A knockout victim. He fucking took a dive. He's a dive victim. But whatever.
I mean, he's still a victim.
Like I said, he did the Bruce Seldon.
Yeah, you know, and then of course Malik Scott was a trainer for overweight IG models before he got put into this position for Wilder because simply, him are brothers instead of like a hard, like tough love trainer, which is what Wilder needed, and with Mark Breland, I always, I say it's like, what did Mark necessarily do with Wilder most of the time? But Mark did give him, you can tell Mark did at least give him the foundation for what his style was, at least try to do something to set up a right hand, because and then once that was, obviously over time, Wilder got very one trickish with it, and all I need is one shot, and that led to a lot of different things that happened in his career. But after the Fury trilogy, Wilder was taxed, he was beaten up, and he took time off. We got the Hellenius fight. Didn't really answer no questions. He got, he scored a late round, first round knockout. Okay, he's back. And
against a guy he done sparred with and he's super familiar with, but
right.
Hellenius was on a little comeback. He done beat Kalnacki, so it was it was a quality, decent opponent for him to come back against.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the only thing we disagreed was for that being on pay-per-view. It didn't belong on pay-per-view. But,
yeah, I don't know what the fuck they was smoking rocks.
They were wilding out this one. So we have Parker. Parker himself. No, Parker is not like pressure. Like Parker had been rebuilding himself too. I mean, dude got knocked the fuck out by Joe Joyce in a war. Like he got brutally knocked out. Like his knockout was like the point where he's like, damn, like will he be the same again? But dude has been active. Dude, the Wilder fight was his 4th fight of this year. People got to understand, you boxers, you can't afford to take time off. If you want to progress your career, if you want to get to where you need to be, you got to be active.
He fought nobody's, whatever. He fought, a couple guys that we never heard of, and he fought, obviously, Simon Keane, who,
it kept him fresh, though. It kept him fresh.
I mean, 3 fights. I mean, we begging against the 3 fights. This guy's a former champ. Yeah, he got knocked out by Joyce, but he came back, 4 fights this year as a former champ. You know what I'm saying? You never hear that anymore. Like, you hear guys fighting 4 years, but they're still on the come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Daenerys was the last person I can remember fighting 4 times and was like a champion level guy. Like,
yeah, Dog Bay did it too, but the 4th fight kind of bit him in the ass with Navarrete.
Yeah, and you see how the 3rd fight is biting people in the ass this year,
right?
Robisi Ramirez.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because he had a good little rope, but that third fight it gets you. Like,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, and Joseph Parker, Eddie Lee gave Joseph Parker the plan. Like, first you gotta come forward on Deontay Wilder. It just seemed like, Wilder has scored a knockout going backwards. The Helenius fight was one of them, but you got to put some emphasis on your shot. And it was just simply that. And Wilder simply just didn't know what he was doing. Like, because you saw all the drills and stuff, the videos they put out, him and Malik out working on. None of that shit, as always, it didn't show up in the ring. Like, for the 3 fights, Wilder was like 10. He wouldn't throw anything. Like, dude was just moving, he's jittery, and a lot of people, of course, on Twitter were noticing his legs. His legs, obviously, the man is, he has skinny legs, but it just looked like
they were skinnier than normal, bro. Like, his legs are already skinny. Yeah. That night was just, nah, bro. Like, something looked like he looked almost sick, them legs were that fucking skinny.
And he moved back down to 217, like his normal, weight back in the day. So,
right, yeah.
It was interesting.
And honestly, I didn't think nothing of it because Dude was icing people at that weight too. So it was like, it was whatever. Okay, Dude's trying to get some of his exposure.
Yeah, but he was getting niggas off the first step. He was being quick about it. Like, that whole fight, he looked lethargic. Mm-hmm. Like, he overtrained or he didn't train enough.
Honestly, this is where the inactivity kind of bit him in the ass because he just did not. He couldn't get the timing down. Because, like, one of the things was, like, and even going into it, like, I said, like, it's going to be, he's not going to wilt off Parker, whatever you want to say, he's not going to wilt off the first punch like a lot of Wilder's opponents were. Like, yes, he got knocked out by Joyce, but that was 11 hard rounds of just pressure. Wilder doesn't fight like that. So Wilder likes to get you out with a couple of punches, but that means having to time it correctly and line him up correctly, pause. But because he hasn't been out, it was like he was just a little off every time. And then a couple of times where he did land flush, it's just like, oh, Parker took it. And then it's like, okay, and then what? So then he would try like an uppercut, and it was just like, oh, that uppercut was horrible.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is they had because Eddie Lee had it before where he was able to time it because there was very few times in the fight because Deontay, in order for him to land it, he has to step into his punches, and him being constantly on his back foot and being aggressive Parker would not let Wilder do that because that's like the big thing. If Wilder can't plant his feet, he can't deliver his power the way he needs to, the way he needs to deliver it. And every time he did throw a right hand, Parker ducked under it, he ducked around it, like he was. And
he's mad because it's mad predictable.
No, he kept it at a range where he could clinch him and tuck his chin. I mean, he did a good job of that.
And the thing is, Wilder didn't even throw his right hand like a lot like that. Because see, here's the thing: if you can't get your timing, the best thing to break into your rhythm, to get your rhythm going with timing, is to throw punches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so if you're trying to get your timing off of throwing 13 punches,
he's not a high output guy either. So
no, but
but that's what I'm saying though. Like he's moved his hands more than that. Like he needed to have the Bermain Stavern first fight,
yeah,
mentality where it's like, okay, I'm letting my hands go, jab, 1, 2, just basic shit.
Mm-hmm.
He would have found his rhythm.
He regressed.
But he literally like regressed because
you regress.
You're not gonna get your rhythm off of fucking throwing 15 punches around.
Yeah,
you gotta kind of get up there to like 50.
Yeah, instead of having like a consistent jab in his face, his left hand was like this, like all the way low, like this, and then he's doing that stupid stance he likes to do, like this shit right here. Like,
Then he started dropping his right hand, so when it was time for him to throw the right hand, it's easier to read it because it's not coming up at your face. His elbows be out, like, and all
or like this shit right
here. So all Parker has to do is just easy, fucking simple. And you know what? It's the same approach Fury took to Wilder in the second fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wilder, like, yo, honestly, like Wilder, like all this shit about you have to be perfect. Niggas say that because he's been icing so many niggas, but when he fights somebody who's fucking above average, decent, this is what you get.
Yeah.
It's like Wilder was an overachiever. They knew what they had on their hands, and they said, yo, let's just make as much bread as we can with this nigga, and let's kind of steer him away from certain guys. A guy like Brian Jennings would have been exposed fucking Wilder, yo. I'm gonna be honest. But that's all wrong for him.
I mean, Klitschko probably Vlad would have exposed him if they ever went through with that unification.
Yeah,
like, you know, and then
I say Vlad is Vlad, but Vlad is Vlad, right? Like,
I say Brian Jennings because he's somebody who's a solid contender. He's not somebody who's blowing the doors off of opponents and shit. Pause. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's quality, and we've seen him go give world class efforts against other people, win or lose.
How about Michael Hunter fare? How would Michael Hunter fare against Wilder? Michael Hunter.
Nah, Michael Hunter. He ain't gonna take enough chances against Wilder.
Yeah. Right. But
Brian Jennings has the natural come forward, tough Philly style, cut up arms, shoulders, moves his head, knows how to work the inside. All it is getting Wilder to overcommit and then press him backwards and take away his right hand.
And the one thing too is like when Wilder was going backwards, his left hand was low, and that's why in the 8th round Parker was telegraphed like a main overhand, like the 8th round. Like you don't let someone land 3 overhand rights on you in a row flush. Like he cracked him. Like the first one had Wilder looking at the ref like, what the fuck? The second one threw him in the corner. The third one,
you said threw him in the corner.
Yeah. Like, and the whole crowd was like, and I was like, oh shit, Parker's going for the kill because dude was letting his hands go. The only thing that Parker did wrong was he didn't give himself enough space to throw the type of punches. I get it because he had him hurt. He was flurrying, and Wilder was just like doing this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that
like,
shit was
like doing
horrible.
Yeah, and
so
then,
all Parker needed to add, if he would have had a left hook to the body.
Or an uppercut, like that was
an uppercut. Speaking of uppercut, Bivol need to throw a goddamn uppercut. Yeah, Joshua. Oh, I seen your comment. I had to say that shit. That nigga punch variety is so motherfucker refused. Dude, Arthur was open for the uppercut the whole night. That shit was just But I had to acknowledge that because you're absolutely fucking right on that. But yeah, back to Wilder and them niggas. Like Parker getting the overhand rights. Soon as Wilder's going over, that left hook to the chest body is there all day. And he would have wore Wilder out more if he would have did that. But other than that, like he pitched a shutout, like Wilder couldn't do shit. Like
and funny, it was just because he was doing this like yo, clinch. Like don't get hit with these balls. Don't be doing all this.
This the most unskilled champion with fucking all these title defenses. He don't know how to clinch. Like, what the fuck? Like, he don't know any other punches but a 1-2.
Yeah, it's like,
or
it's
slap
like
hooks.
1-2, right? Or sometimes he'll do this. Like, he can set up a right hand, depending on how you are. Like, I mean, he's done it before, and he's throwing right uppercuts. He has but he just doesn't throw it enough.
Cause he don't know how to. It's like, that's a nigga who don't watch boxing, no tapes. He don't listen to like you could just tell, man. Like, cause Wilder lacks a lot of nuances in the game, and that's why I know it's either he's not trainable or niggas just don't care, and they're running his career in a way to save him from moments like this, and he's at a level where you can't avoid top guys no more,
right?
And it's worse because it's like even the lesser guys know how to beat you now.
Yeah, and and the funny thing too, it's just like in this boxing deteriorate, and I was just belly. I'm just saying, Wilder doesn't throw body shots. He never does. That's not part of his game plan. Like,
he threw in the second Fury fight, and he was early on. And the third Fury fight, third Fury fight, he was throwing that.
That's about the most body punches we've seen.
The first round was the best I ever saw him box. I'm just saying, the first round of that fight was the best I ever seen him looking around.
But the funny thing is too, Fury adjusted and was able was catching him. Like, every time he threw a body shot, Fury would hit him upside the head.
I'm lost because where was the jab? It seems like he's just content. He should retire. I ain't gonna lie. He's 38. You know what I'm saying? This kind of loss.
I mean, he out here talking about his investments, and he's a happy fighter.
And he took shrooms, and he is like, "Yo, why are you telling that you took a psychedelic, bro?" It's like, don't you have to take a drug test? Like, why are you saying?
I mean, you can tell he got a little bit of CTE. We ain't no doctors, but you can tell he's just a little off.
Yeah, so like this nigga, like, bro, like y'all don't understand. Like, Wilder, he takes a lot of flush, clean punches,
right?
Where it's like, if he was a guy who didn't have that one punch power and wasn't managed to death with those lackluster cannon fodder opponents, we would have had a Alex Saucedo situation with him by now.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's one of the things that Wilder could take a good shot, because the shots that Parker landed him in that 8th round should have put his ass down for good. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I honestly don't understand how he stayed upright from those shots.
Because the thing is, Parker was landing a good shot, but the follow-ups were never as good as the first shot.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Wilder has pretty good or pretty decent recovery skills. He'll get hurt, but he recovers well.
And that's true. That's true too. Like, I think it's both, really. Like, Parker, he would land good shots that would hurt him, but the follow-ups were never those, like, okay, nigga, you staying hurt, motherfucker. And then on top of that, you need those type of you're gonna stay hurt, motherfucker punches, because Wilder's a guy who recovers well. For as clean and as flush and as bad as he take these punches, he recovers well. It's almost kind of frightening because you can almost see in his eyes that he's hurt. Like, and he has that look, and it's like, bro, you don't need to be getting clocked by motherfuckers like 250 pounds, and you're like against the rope, and your legs is like, goddamn, the size of the fucking Afro pick and shit, like, nigga, like bro, like, I couldn't be family with this nigga because I'd just be like too worried watching him fight, like,
and like I said, the scores that he lost by are accurate as fuck. Like, because we always thought that, Wilder couldn't really be beaten by decision like that, because he always has these moments where he does pull out a couple knockouts out of nowhere.
Out of thin air. But you can tell this was a fight where this wasn't going to happen. But like,
because he lulls them niggas in.
Right. Yeah, but this one just felt different. Like, by the 5th round, I'm like, okay, this nigga he's 38. He took beatings. He took 2 bad beatings. You know what I'm saying?
And Parker remained respectful of Wilder almost to a fault, So he wasn't going to give Wilder that chance. And even when Wilder landed a few...
You also remember that little overhand flurry that hurt Wilder bad, like the 8th or 9th round?
Nigga, I just said that shit.
Yeah.
Scroll up, nigga. He literally... Like, we just had like a whole dialogue about it. Oh man, probably let that nigga though say.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the scores that he lost by like the 120, 108 is accurate, and then the other ones were like 118, 110, or 110, like 118, 111, that type of shit. Like those, and Wilder. This is the first time Wilder lost by decision, and he lost widely because, and it lends like credence to what I've always said. You know, but if you take away his right hand, he just doesn't. His offense just goes, it's gone.
And he don't have confidence in anything else. He's not gonna work it's like, dude, box like Wilder really is like like this is the thing. Wilder is truly a traditional textbook boxer. You could tell, like he's a natural sticking mover. But somehow somebody realized he could break steel and knock out boulders and shit, and then that's all he was focused on. But he's a natural stick and move boxer. If he was at if Wilder was at middleweight, he'd be Kingsley Akiki, nigga. Real talk.
Oh shit.
Honestly,
he lost his. He's 38. He used to be a little more. He's off the back foot, but he used to be more athletic. Through a jab, you know what I'm saying? He's taking some beats.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like because a lot of Wilder's style of the ring, it's because he had a lot of physical gifts, and it does look, and 38 is
the reflexes weren't there. He was a little bit more, let's say he had head movement, but he was able to get out of some shots, a little better before. I don't know.
Yeah, he was, but yeah,
I don't think that nigga be training like that, bro. Like they just be. I think them niggas literally train just to post up clips for content.
Malik Scott definitely just is a yes man.
Yeah, and then these niggas just go about their business.
Yeah, like Malik Scott, and I said Malik Scott, like I said, and just like Fury said, the man's was a shit house. He teach another shit house how to fight. That type of shit. Like, Malik Scott actually had some skill, but he wasn't like, his temperament. His temperament was off too, because dude never like. He either came in his fights out of shape or didn't come to engage, or both. That's really why his pro career fizzled out.
I'm gonna be honest, like you should dude. A knockout puncher shouldn't be getting trained by a spoiler.
Yo, that's also true.
So I don't get where, and then another thing too. If you look at it, if you during the fight. Like Malik Scott ain't really have nothing to say to this nigga.
Yeah,
no adjustments, no nothing. And then who else was still talking in the corner?
Yeah, neither the JDs. Like no.
Thank you. Yeah. Why the fuck is he even like that? That whole camp is a mess, my nigga.
Yeah, it's just yes men. Because
the locker room bullshit.
And Mark Breland, and clearly Mark Breland wasn't a yes man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I mean, Mark may have went along with some of the things, but he wasn't. Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, I mean, niggas wanted to check, but at the end of the day, he stood on his, and it get to the point where like, yo, I love somebody enough where I don't want to see him get their ass kicked no more. Let me throw in the towel. And honestly, he gave Wilder a couple more career fights because. If he don't, does Wilder even have this Parker fight?
That second fight was such an ass whooping. Well, I tend to forget it, but thinking about how bad that was, like it was arguably worse than how Bud did Spence.
Yeah,
it was, dude. At least you can say Spence won the first round. Like, and Spence was still competitive and trying to try. He was just going up against a nigga that's better in every asset. Prime, nothing wrong with him physically. It's like, and a nigga on Crawford level, like you take a nigga like Crawford and then you say, okay, Crawford, give me your A+ game with the happy face sticker. A nigga like Spence can't do shit to that, bro. Right. But goddamn, but even then, Spence tried harder than Wilder, and Yeah, people forget how one-sided Wilder Fury 2 was.
Yeah, like I mean that's like Fury's magnus opus type of fight. Like, it's like dude was flawless in that fight. He did everything. He was the puncher, he was the boxer, like all in one. Like
showed him like, yo man, I put on this extra weight. I'm not running and dancing from your fuck ass. I'm gonna just walk you down and beat the shit out of you because I know you have inferior boxing skills. Yeah,
I'll make you punch up to take away some of the stink from your right hand and everything. Like, everything. It was just punching. Like, it was just the bad training. A lot of Wilder's bad training, and Fury exposed a lot of that. It was just bad. Like, and that's why I was like, that's why the third fight, I didn't want the third fight. Like, I mean. I was like, I want Wilder to step aside so more significant could happen, and he could at least reap the benefits of that. But he didn't want to, and he took a even worse beating. And I don't want to get to that because that upsets me. But Wilder.
Oh, at least it was a war, kind of.
Yeah, like honestly, Wilder should just retire. Like honestly, he's admitted he's lost his killer instinct. He's like ready. I mean, he's made like $150 million in his career. Like we all know the story. Like he got into boxing to make money to pay for like the medical expenses of his daughter. Who was born with a disease, and he willed himself into a bronze medal, the only American to actually medal anything in the 2008 Olympics. And he managed to pick up a heavyweight title and had 10 title defenses. He overachieved in that aspect, but he didn't overachieve into the all-time great, GOAT heavyweights. He's not. He's like,
does this nigga like? I remember asking in the chat. Fuck it, we're gonna ask it again for the folks.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what question I'm about to ask you too, God. So is Wilder a Hall of Famer?
I mean, my answer to that. Like,
nah, say it for the people, bro.
No, he's not. Like, I mean, like I said, like, I mean, you can have a record. Like, Shannon Briggs has a similar type of record. He's not Hall of Fame. Like, and I actually love Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs can actually fight, but he had a lot of other weaknesses. I won't because that went into like Wilder did. Like I said, Wilder is because number one, he's lost to the best guy in the division. He didn't unify. He didn't fight any the champions that he did fight, like he hasn't been a champion since 2015, and the champions that he's faced after that have all given him some pretty substantial beatings. So
and he never fought any real like contenders. Like, I mean,
Ortiz is still his best win as a pro.
Yeah, Ortiz was the only real contender. I mean,
Stavern was a champion, so I guess you could say he was.
Yeah, he won his go from a but honestly, dude. That's not enough. You talking about Hall of Fame?
Okay, but here's the thing. He was the face of American boxing for a decade, and whether you like it or not.
American heavyweight boxing. Dude, he was barely the face of that shit. I mean, Wilder didn't start getting a name.
He was the most popular American heavyweight for sure.
He was the only one, motherfucker. What?
Yeah, so he was. That's
that's like somebody coming in the chat in fucking 2018, 2019 saying, hey, yo, LB, yo, Sutter, you the most popular light-skinned nigga on Ring Gang. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm the only one, motherfucker. What? Like,
yeah, I mean, just because you're the only one doesn't mean you're Hall of Fame.
Like, fuck, like, he the only nigga. Like, he ain't holding down shit.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too, because especially if you go compare him to other American champions, whether they were undisputed or they were alphabet champions. Like, I mean, Chris Bird has 2 wins over all-time great heavyweights. Oliver McCall has wins over two Hall of Fame heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? And, like David Tua has knocked out 4 heavyweight champions in his career. Like, and he wasn't even a champion. You know what I'm saying? Like Hakeem Rockman, they have wins. Roy Jones, obviously self-explanatory. Not even the fucking Layman Brewster has a notable win. Like I mean. These are things like, I mean, the only American heavyweight champion that's like Wilder that doesn't have notable wins is Charles Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, you have to compare him to other champions, and like no one says Oliver McCall should be in the Hall of Fame, and he has.
That's what I'm. Thank you. Like, yo, that's why we having this conversation because I get so fucking sick and tired when you be objective about Wilder's career and niggas jump out the window on some, oh, y'all hating, oh, y'all niggas ain't black, y'all this, y'all that. Yo, fucking suck my dick, nigga. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, damn.
Time out though. He does have 11 straight title defenses. I think that's
against who? God damn, against who?
I know. I'm just saying. I mean,
the fucking milkman, the Uber driver, the goddamn Starbucks employee.
The title defenses are what's gonna get him in. Watch. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Niggas better hope I don't ever vote for these motherfuckers.
It's just like the title defenses. It's just like the title defenses are what's gonna get Golovkin in. Like it's both two sides of the same coin. I don't even care. They're both getting in.
Wait. Ain't no way you're fucking comparing Wilder and Golovkin title reigns on some. That's like, dude, just stop. Like we not even gonna go there. Like. If Golovkin's the first name that you compare to Wilder, it's like stop. Like we just being disingenuous now, nigga. Like just stop. Really?
Yeah, I'm just saying, Lukey saying like that's like saying Jesse Bam Rodriguez is the most popular super flyweight right now in America, while the super flyweight is fighting, in the U.S. Like that's a perfect.
Thank you. Perfect. He gets it. Like, dude, it's like, and this is the thing. Wilder didn't even start get popping until the fucking second Stavern rematch. The second Stavern fight is when he started the crossover. And I know because I'll never forget when Rome Top 5 hollered at me. He's like, yo, you seen this shit? Yo, who's this nigga? I was like, yo, damn, okay. Then he was on World Star. I'm seeing it. I'm like, yeah, this nigga Wilder, he finally kind of getting it. And then after that, the Fury fight.
Yeah, like I mean, like niggas, because niggas love that Euro step KO that he did against Stavern. It's like, wait a minute,
that was a straight. He walked him down like a fucking bad guy, and like against like the final scene, walking him down, just like do some crazy dumb shit. Everybody was standing up. The atmosphere seemed crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was
and the funny thing is too, because the Twitter. I mean, obviously, like because boxing Twitter, because we're all on boxing Twitter heavy. I know my man Pilot got the Discord. Got the most popping like boxing Discord shit like this. Like there was a lot of mixed reactions. I mean, most people obviously and other things too. People, it seemed like people were just surprised about Wilder and disbelief. Like, you guys ass whoop like that. I'm like, have you not watched his fights? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Oh, and that one bring out that goddamn Twitter poll.
Yeah, I got it.
Cause that one motherfucker, he the audacity, the 19% of you people, shut the fuck up. Yo, shut that shit up. I'm tired of you dumb motherfuckers thinking Wilder is like the god of boxing because he can throw a fucking right hand. Like, god damn it, like y'all niggas got me sounding like Pat up in this bitch. Like, I'm sick of this.
And I'm actually a little bit more subdued than what I would actually be. But,
because I've been more objective with it. I've been like, I'd be like, well, now Wilder does have some skill. He knows how to set up. But I've been telling the truth with you. But it's just to the point where it's like niggas just be on some. If you say anything about constructive about Wilder, niggas just take it a whole nother way. Like no one's hating on this motherfucker.
Like, this nigga was, Wilder was karate chopping Parker in this fight like it was the thing to do. Like,
yes, like, and he did it several times. This wasn't like Jamil McCline and Chris Bird, when I think Jamil McCline does it once on some playful shit or something. Like, damn, motherfucker, like, stop moving, god damn, like,
right.
Like, he, like, and everybody laughed it off, ref, everybody. Wilder was really frustrated also, like, fuck that, like, nigga, yeah, hold on, like.
Like, yo, bop, it was like,
bop, like, bro, cut the shit.
Yeah, like, this shit was like,
like, dude, nobody, like, bro, like, Wilder's good for the sport. Like, he resonates with a lot of motherfuckers for whatever reason, and I love boxing, so I'm always gonna respect that. But you niggas just need to be realistic sometime, bro. Yeah. No one's hating on motherfuckers when we say, oh, this dude, he really needs to take his craft more seriously.
Yeah,
he's this, that.
Because there's a reason. Now you're seeing why he has to take his craft seriously, because now the ass whoopings are starting to come. Like,
yes.
Wilder has like 6 or 7 kids right now, whatever. Like, dude, like no one wants to see him in his 40s, diminished, because simply no one is telling him to take steam off these punches when they're coming to you, like, you know, stuff like that. Like,
he was getting rocked. He was getting hurt kind of bad. Yeah, gun shy. It's a wrap. I think he should retire. But so I think the poll we're talking about was the Joshua Wilder fight. Even though we didn't talk about Joshua yet.
Yeah, we could do that one because
we can segue into
because that. Or you want to do the other one first?
Yeah, you want me to do the poll?
Because he did have a bad before.
Do you want to talk about Joshua first, or do you want to talk about
how you want to do it, Pat? Like,
we can do the Joshua one.
All right, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Pilot.
Yeah, so we had a poll a couple days ago. Check it out. There's still about 4 days left to vote, but we did a poll at Ring Game Radio on Twitter, so definitely check us out. But we asked, are you still interested in seeing Joshua versus Wilder? There's 208 votes overall, with 57% saying yes and 43% saying no. At Ring Game Radio.
I know I'm in that 43% that said no.
Yeah. I know P's in the 57%.
I did say yes just because heavyweight's kind of cracking, and it's still a fight that I would want to see. Even though, I keep saying we miss it as apex, like as absolute apex when these niggas were undefeated. I know they weren't as popular, I guess, because before the Fury fights and shit. But I felt like this fight 6 years ago, before they lost the belts, you know what I'm saying, was, all undisputed, Black American, Black British. It could have, I don't know. We missed one with that one. Even if it was, but I still want to see it.
We did, and whoever and the person to blame got the karmic beating this weekend,
right?
Because he didn't the fight already been derailed like 17 times. Like,
yeah,
what else could
go wrong? It was actually poetic. It was actually a poetic.
Both these niggas keep getting whooped. It's just now AJ's back, and it's like, okay, he's looking good, but he's looking so good, that you kind of may be afraid for Wilder.
Yeah.
Because I know people like, I still think he beats Joshua. Like, in what multiverse, nigga?
Yeah. No. For the longest time, I thought Joshua was broken and Wilder's still a little something in the tank. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I still think it's an interesting fight to me because Joshua isn't Parker, so for better or for worse, and he could totally thrash Wilder, or he could still get caught because Parker has a better chin than Joshua, and better defense. So, not like I'm saying, I'm not saying I favor Wilder over Joshua
in that fight though. you could honestly feel like Wilder made this nigga look better than what he was. This motherfucker lost in Dylan White.
That might be the case. Styles make fights, so I'm still want to see it. I'm not saying it has to be next. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So if that fight is made, I would still be.
Gotta be next, dude. Who you gonna put in? Who you gonna put in front of Wilder for him not to lose?
I mean, I will say this too. I mean, I don't think Parker has that, but I mean, Parker has been dropped by Chisora. I mean, even Joshua doesn't have like a knockdown, get knocked down like that. Like,
Wilder just fucking sucks, yo. All these goddamn excuses. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, see, this is the thing. Like, if niggas would just be objective with me when I'm really trying to, be objective with shit, then I ain't gotta jump out the window when shit go left. But since niggas is fighting me the whole time, it's like when shit go left, then I gotta okay. Just like with Canelo and the whole Bivol situation and shit. Then it's like, okay, been telling you motherfuckers, Now you see how the y'all had to listen to 115, 113 3 times in a one-sided ass fight to finally understand this plot armor shit. Yeah. But I've been saying it for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, and I'm just Lukey's comment. Parker losing to Dylan White was an outlier. Yeah, it was a huge outlier. Like because at that time, like Parker's chin was solid, but just to see Dylan White's left hooks like have this dude all out of sorts and dropping them all over the place. Yeah, that was shocking, and that's why I gave White props for that win because he almost got knocked out in the final round by Parker.
And he was putting hands on Parker. Like that was one of White's best performances because usually he gets into this I'll fight behind you mode.
Yeah.
Like, especially the Chisora rematch, he did that shit. Like, Chisora's beating his ass.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's like, damn, like, it makes you, it's like, man, like, just imagine the better fighter Wilder would have been if he would have fought the Whites, he would have fought the Bryans, he would have fought more contenders who give him different looks, who actually want to, you know, not lie down in front of him. But he only had Ortiz to really improve him. Right. And that's not enough. Because Ortiz ain't really all that good.
Yeah, I mean Ortiz and Fighters too is like, I mean, nothing like Wilder to me. I mean, he peaked boxing wise in the Tavera fight, but he probably peaked overall in the first Ortiz fight. Because after that, it was a decline. You know, his power did decline, but he declined overall as a fighter. You know, it was getting to the point, but his right hand was rescuing him until the Fury fights.
Yeah,
and it's just like, you know, it's like
management was rescuing him.
Yeah, and like, and this is why I was like, because like usually when I see a nigga getting skunked on the cards, like, you know, there was a 121 weight card, and it's accurate. Like, you don't need. I mean, I know me and P had we had a little, you know, back and forth in our internal chat, but to me, he doesn't need a big fight. He needs to be rebuilt. Like, he has to take lower competition. Like Joshua and Parker did.
Dude, he's been taking lower competition for like 30-some fights.
Yeah, and I understand that, dude, but you can't. I mean, I'm not saying lower like facing jobbers, like, you know. I mean, Wallin's coming off a loss. Like, he has to face someone of that caliber, but I don't want to see him in a big fight, like a Joshua fight.
Dude. I can see a dude coming off a loss, but they can't come off of no knockout loss.
I mean, if it was,
that's not going to help him. Like, I'd rather him fight a Charles Martin than a fucking Wallin.
And that's true. Well, yeah, I mean, he needs something on that level. But where Joshua's going right now, Joshua has more viable fights to me than. I know he didn't dismiss the Wilder fight himself, but
he talked this shit though.
Because it's simply, I just can't. Because right now, just seeing Wilder where he is right now, it's like I can't be interested in the fight because it's like, where's the, like, it's hard because he looks so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what people want to see. Like I don't know, man. Like, because look, and this is another thing. If they do fight, you're wasting your time if it's not going to be in Vegas or Madison Square Garden or any type of, or Dallas or whatever the fuck. Like that type of fight, it's been. No one else is going to care. No one's going to care about it more than Americans and Brits. And if you take them out of the build-up, out of the fight week, it's like not really having it.
But unfortunately, because, you know, Wilder signed a 3-fight deal, so his next couple of fights are going to be on the zone.
And no one's going to fucking care.
But it all
depends. Like, no one cared this weekend.
But that's the problem. Like, the Saudis are going to bankroll this fight because, because Wilder, because they're the only ones that they're throwing the money around. If it's done by anyone else, I'd be completely shocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if he was facing like Fury again, then at least we know ESPN would be the one at least airing the shit and whatnot. But, you know, right now the Saudis are like, okay, we're doing the zone, and this is gonna go down, and we're bankrolling the shit, and, you know, we decide who's gonna be the lead promoter and everything. So this is where the conundrum is with that. Like, because American and UK promoters had 5 years to get this shit together, and they didn't. And the Saudis pretty much was like, okay, you know what, we want to see this. You know, His Excellency.
But we can't help that Wilder cherry pick Fury.
I know we can't. Or Joshua. Unfortunately, end up losing his belts to Ruiz the first time around and shit like that, and was forced to take his mandatory with Usyk.
Has there ever been a fight that niggas still wanted to see that went left like this amount of times? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it did. Because usually when fights go left, like we want to see, they just stay left. Like, there's no like, okay, it's back. Oh, it's not back. No.
Because every time these niggas lose, there's somebody like, I still want to see this fight. Like,
the boxing gods cursed it. Yeah, the boxing gods cursed it. It ran its course. Obviously, it's a heavyweight fight, but it's like Jarrett Hurd and Jermell Charlo a few years ago. That fight never came to fruition. Over marinated, both niggas lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
but see, the window for that fight wasn't as long as the Wilder Joshua.
Heavyweights you can get away with it, heavyweights, but once they lost to Usyk and Fury, it just wasn't.
Because Joshua, it also affected Joshua and Fury fight because that's the fight. And Joshua and Fury fight is currently on that type of all it takes is like one more.
That's gonna happen eventually. It's too much money not to be made for it, right? In the UK, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But it also too, like it can also derail too. All it takes is just one more bad.
AJ, and this version of AJ could be. I always felt AJ had a better chance against Fury than Wilder did, honestly. Even though I think Wilder would have iced him back then, but I think Joshua could beat Fury.
Yeah, he beat his ass when he was an amateur.
If he beats Usyk, Usyk wins. Usyk's the king of the world, you know what I'm saying? But if Fury were to win, I would love to see Joshua face Fury.
Yeah, but it's just like this is, it's the obstacles. Like you say, okay, you gotta win both fights, and then we'll make this fight. It's just these weird obstacles that keep on happening in this fight, and we get, and then like I said, now Wilder got upset, so I know, you can't. Wilder Joshua is not it's not a viable fight to me. Like it's hard to sell the fight because what are you gonna do? Sell this nigga like Joshua, and we'll get to him. Sure, we'll get to Wallin. Look damn good. Look his best in the years against Wallin.
Max.
And Wilder,
this was Joshua from like the Povetkin type of fight. Like
Joshua was the heavyweight fighter of the year. Think about it. He got 3 wins this year. You know what I'm saying?
He is facts.
He took a 0 from Jermaine Franklin. Hellenius to everybody.
No, he took the real 0.
He took the real 0. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
not like some people they ran out with the 0.
And then highlight reeled Hellenius in a fight where Hellenius, was giving him a little trouble. Of course, we don't find out that he was hopped up on goofballs, so that's why Hellenius kind of was able to hang in there.
That jab, steroids had shit to do with that jab.
That nigga was hopped off on goofballs, my nigga.
He was on something, but when it comes to shit like that, steroids don't help you.
That nigga had that berserker rage that Thor be having in the comics, my nigga.
I get it, but fucking steroids don't help you land fucking jabs, yo.
I mean, I dig what you're saying though, but that nigga was.
I think that shit just probably gave him more energy or some shit. But
that nigga was in full blitzkrieg mode, nigga. Like that's.
He didn't fight like he was no damn Nordic Viking berserker.
Yeah, I
ain't see no Valkyrie energy from this nigga.
I'm pretty sure Hellenius at times with that was seeing shit, bro, and that was making him mad and manic and shit, nigga. That was what happened.
That's why Joshua was so tamed against this nigga. He's like, this motherfucker.
He's like, this Viking is seeing. He's clearly seeing shit. He's clearly thinking that I'm something else. Yo. I need to ice him quick.
But Joshua looked the best I've seen him in years, though.
Yeah, and Wallin, of course. We all know. I know P obviously was very skeptical. He was not skeptical. He's like, Wallin was not it. But at least Wallin, Wallin had a reputation. He had a good reputation. Like I said, he shook up Fury, and he beat Gassiev in his prior fight. And Gassiev was, was wobbling him, almost put him away, all that shit. So it's like Wallin is always like a dark horse in the heavyweight boxing because he must not have power, right? Because he's like a decision sort of bigger, decision heavyweight, right? Yeah, but like I say, he did hurt Fury and he hurt Gassiev, so he's like he could punch.
Yeah, he got power. He's a heavyweight.
Yeah, he's.
But Joshua just showed he's another level than this guy. That's all.
Yeah, and he did, and it was clear separations. Like Joshua combinations, Wallin was just. He had no real moments. He tried,
See, that's the Joshua that's scary. The way Joshua fought, that's that nigga. I wouldn't want to fight him.
Joshua seemed to got his swagger back. 3 wins is a good, 3-0 this year. You know what I'm saying? I know he lost to Usyk, but I'm just saying, it feels like he kind of got his swagger back a little bit.
Yeah, right? Wallin got pummeled. It was his eye, his nose, his mouth. Bro was
fucking him up. His face was
getting broke up. It was god damn. Especially that one right hand that sent him into the ropes and shit like that. I was like, geez, if he didn't retire in this corner, Wallin would have probably been KO'd. He would have actually went down officially in the fight.
Yeah, it was going to happen sooner or later because Joshua, he's still one of the best punchers at heavyweight.
Yeah, it's like I know most people think like he's not Deontay. Like Joshua can punch. Joshua has one punch power. He can absolutely ice people. He's not known for it, but he can do it. He can ice someone with one shot. And he's done it before, but he's not a Wilder. He doesn't have a Wilder right hand like someone.
Because Joshua can ice you with any shot.
Yeah,
Joshua,
exactly.
Most of these niggas, they only got really one
uppercut
punch.
was his money. His uppercut was money. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
He would KO you up close. He'd have to be in a certain. Wilder had to get you from a certain range. Well, Joshua could do it.
In mid range,
a certain range, a certain punch, a certain angle. It got to be a certain. It's too much fucking certain. Is it Deontay uncertainty Wilder?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have the stars gotta be aligned. The fucking Big Dipper gotta be in the sky that night. Like what the fuck?
Right, right, nigga. Like yeah, absolutely.
Joshua just coming in there. All right, dude. Kabox, you're southpaw. All right, let me just establish a jab. Make sure my lead foot is outside of his. Jab. Okay, I corralled him into a left hook. Boom, right uppercut, bow, right hand, bow. I mean, boxing, nigga. Goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
None of this fucking. What's that shit Zab was doing when he was making fun of Costa Zoo that night?
Yeah.
None of this shit holding the fucking hand out.
Yeah, and of
trying
course,
to get a goddamn jab off.
And of course, what happened was Zoo managed to get his range. Once Zoo got his range to throw his right hand, timed him. It was over. It was wrapped.
But he didn't take 12 rounds to fucking find his range.
And no one has ever stopped Zoo that fast since before.
Yeah. These other niggas, man. Hey, I be like that ref. Like, hey, gotta do something with it.
Yeah.
I punch motherfuckers. Throw it out, cause this shit. But yeah, I mean, now we done talked about everybody's individual fights, so we gotta get into this damn the show, the pay-per-view as a whole, bro. Like,
I mean, the one thing I would call out though. At first, it was going swimmingly with the production, but the audio not happening for like the first 3 rounds of the Joshua Wallin fight was unacceptable. Wild unacceptable.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was just me, but I'm sure everybody said what if all
it was everybody.
Okay, not just me, because that was annoying. That was mad annoying, man. What the fuck?
Yeah,
don't give us. Yeah, you don't act like you giving us a break. Oh, $40 pay per view. Like, yeah, this is cheaper than Tyson Holyfield.
You might lose audio in the last round, though.
But it was trash.
Yeah.
So Chief Wildfire, salute. Wilder a football player like Shadacia Green, a basketball player. They athletes, not boxers. Wilder was a football player?
I thought Wilder was a basketball player. I thought Wilder
he did
with them legs?
Yeah, he did play football and basketball.
Yeah, but he's probably more of a basketball guy though. He's probably more of a basketball dude.
I mean, I don't know. Like Wilder don't even look like he athletic or like he look quick to all these lumbering cannon fodder niggas he be fighting, yo.
So who just
like all that shit? Like he didn't look all that great athletically to Fury and Parker.
It's realistically the best matchup because it's supposed to be AJ Hergovich. So, a lot of different names getting thrown out there, but is it Zhang AJ? Like, is that something you want to see?
Yeah, I could watch that. Like,
yeah, both fights.
Yeah,
I mean, AJ beat him in amateur.
Probably not. Zhang AJ just sounds like it's gonna be a firefight, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, that'd be a fire fucking fight. Yeah, you.
That's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, and of course it's a rematch from the Olympics, so it's like yeah.
And see, my thing about the card, I don't like how you have 8 fights. And it took 8 hours to show all of them.
The pacing early was cool, but once
unacceptable. You mean to tell me 8 fights in 8 hours, and you had first round knockouts? You had KOs in half the fights, bro. Like, yo, nobody wants these big ass extended goddamn festival cards, yo. People have shit to do. Niggas, the card was on from 11 to fucking 7.
It was a long time.
Dude, I used to work at 7-Eleven. That was my first job. That's a whole shift, my nigga. That's a whole fucking shift right there. Dude, you mean to tell me we watched 8 hours of boxing and shout outs to the comments, shout outs to Lukey, what it do? Best way to sum up this card, interesting fighters in uninteresting fights. Yeah, and a lot of fucking fluff. Like, dude, nobody cares. Look, you can't have 30 minutes in between damn boring ass Bivol fights.
Well, one thing I'll do say, at least they had fighters on there, because that's my pet peeve. I like you to see like a pay-per-view where you'd have the top fighters getting interviewed or give some analysts, you know.
Dude, they barely did that. Dude, they had the most boring motherfuckers giving interviews. First of all, look, that arena, look, y'all gonna have to just go outside and throw tickets in the road or some shit. No, wait, in the parks or so. I don't, cause y'all would say that, y'all would take that literally. And motherfuckers would throw free tickets in the street and cars would be hitting niggas. So no, scratch that, rewind. You guys need to just be giving away tickets, something, kidnap people. No, fuck, no. Do not kidnap people, but aggressively convince niggas to go to these events. Cause that atmosphere was deader than a motherfucking rap on the billboard this year. Bars, like nigga, like that shit. Even when things were going good in the event, in the fight, it just felt like the whole pandemic. Dude, nah, even the pandemic fights were more crunk than this shit. Cause at least you can hear the corners and they're like, yo, hit this nigga. This shit is just the most soulless shit I've ever seen. Like, y'all need better lighting, better production values, better interviews. Look, if y'all gonna do cards like that in middle of nowhere where you can't drink, the women all covered up, you can't have bad bitches, you ain't got no niggas ain't getting lit. You gotta bring the festival. You gotta bring the charismatic niggas. You gotta bring the crazy angles and colorful shows and all that shit. You ain't even gotta add music. Just keep. Y'all was playing good music.
Yeah, they were.
I give you that. Y'all got that part right. But y'all gotta bring. Y'all look. If y'all want to be the new niggas over there, y'all gotta do shit that nobody else doing. You gotta start snatching up some of these YouTubers, these content creators, these boxers. Put them in, like, get the better personalities, get the good looking broads, handsome dudes, whatever. Bring them over there and liven up that event. Like, y'all have to fucking do something, because you can't have that fucking drywall ass event for 8 hours. And remember, y'all gave us some interesting fights, kinda, but then they weren't all the fights that we really wanted.
Right.
We could have easily remixed those names. And I'm talking about, you could have left Wilder and Joshua fights alone, but you could have easily remixed all those other names into better fights.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, don't act like you're doing us a favor when you having technical difficulties in the production. It's 8 hours. It's too fucking long. Like, it feel like it was a job. Like, come on, bro. Like, nah. Yeah, y'all niggas out here fucking retweeting and tweeting and on this bullshit talking about, oh man, we gotta get Haney Ryan Garcia over there. We gotta get this nigga over there. No, the fuck you don't.
It got slower pace obviously as the fight went on, because the first couple 3 fights it moved by pretty quick, but once like the bigger name fights, they kind of slowed shit down. After
that's what fucked it up.
After Makhmadov, they started milking it. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
And they didn't need to. They didn't have to. After that, they should have kept it going. Like, bro, Vol, I said bro, Vol. Like, bro, you got Bivol fighting Arthur. That was a guaranteed jabathon. You didn't need 30 minutes in between those fights.
Right.
Like, come on, what the fuck? Like, yo, y'all trying to run that angle. Look, y'all not gonna get the young niggas out over there. I'm telling you that right now. Niggas ain't traveling no Saudi Arabia to see those fights. Like, the young superstars, look, the baddies want to be bad, niggas want to be lit. That atmosphere over there ain't a conduit for that.
That wasn't even a damn, like in Japan, you got the damn, and I hate it. Japan, you got the damn clap crowds. They wasn't even clapping in Saudi Arabia. You didn't even get that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And those, I take motherfuckers clapping, and remember, the commentary on those Japanese cards be fucking lit. dude, they make every fight sound like it's fucking what's that contender finale? Bika Cordington or some shit?
Yeah.
They make every fight sound like that. I random fucking fight, but go look it up. It's a great fight. But yeah, like, dude, like, get over this fucking this boring tennis match ass atmosphere. Like, nigga, like, just.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The bag is huge. You know, it's like, you know, and
but at what cost, dude? Half the people knew these niggas was fighting. Shit was barely trending. No social media outlets picking it up. No one gave a fuck about any of that shit. Dude, money is everything until it isn't. And money isn't everything. Like, there has to be some type of balance. Like, you can't have every card. Everybody's like, now everybody just want to throw every big fight over there. No,
I get it because, you know, like, you know,
throw the difficult, impossible, better be Bivol type fights over there. Cool, but don't bring no fucking Tank Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, no crazy others. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, for its second attempt at card like this, I mean, it trust me, it was still. It was still, you know, a good card. There was nothing. It wasn't a bad card by any means, but
yeah,
I would say it's a.
No, it's still no. I'm critiquing it. I'm not shitting on it. Like,
yeah, I know, I get that. Yeah.
I don't want niggas to think, you know, I'm like, nah, nigga, you hate. No, I ain't hating. Like, I'm being real. Like, a lot of people had to share these. Y'all lucky Android ain't up in here. I know. I was seeing his tweets.
Yeah.
Like Saudi Arabia, those people, it serves a purpose. They definitely gotta, you know, they got a lane in the sport. Yeah. I just don't want people just saying, hey, we need to start doing this over there, doing that over there. Hey, nah. They still got some learning to do to tighten up their event. I like what they're doing. It could be better, a lot better. Trim that card down. Like, the holiday 8 hours shit ain't gonna cut it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the bag is cool, all of that, yeah, Get some new faces for these interviews and people over there get new energy. Like, doing new shit but bringing old energy ain't the wave like y'all think it is.
Right.
Like, if you gonna go in, like, bring some new niggas.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You can make but you know, the card wasn't a waste or nothing. Nah, like, if we was to grade it, it was probably like a B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, B or B plus for me. Like,
yeah, B or B plus. Yeah, you give it a B plus. Fuck it, you right. B plus.
Yeah, because like I said, either way, I mean, with the exception of Bivol and Arthur, the other fights were entertaining for what they were. Like, you know,
yeah.
And again, they
even Bivol Arthur wasn't that bad. Like, we've seen way worse.
Don't say like, was it A minus or a B plus of a card?
B plus. It didn't hit A. It ain't nah. That's not an A
B
card.
plus. It was a B plus.
B plus. The only reason I said B, because I'm not just looking at the fights. I'm looking at the event as a whole. Like the quality.
Were they doing like some concerts, or is it some other shit? Remember there was like some concerts in between?
Nah, they ain't do none of that this time. But at least you would have had an excuse for the card being long.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you got no excuse for the card being this long because it's like, y'all didn't do shit.
The silver hair broad, you know what I'm saying? The new silver hair shortcut haircut girl. They kept just throwing it back to them after every fight.
Like, who gives a fuck about these niggas?
Maddox, you know, Chris Maddox was all over the place like P. Diddy on the screen.
Yeah. All over the place in that empty ass arena. Like, do niggas really want to see Wilder, Joshua, and when their names get announced, there's no deafening applause or roar of the crowd?
I mean, it was weird because it was a place that even Bivol got a huge applause and reaction, which is weird. I don't know what it is about Bivol over there that got him a reaction. Like, his reaction was like, it was like you could hear it. It was like, wow. And again, I know even at the weigh-in, like, they love that guy for whatever reason.
But then, like, undisputed, like, but former unified champs and heavyweight champs is like,
Yeah, which is it's the way, and again, I don't know why that is with Bivol, why he got a reaction like he does, and why the other ones didn't. But of course, that's the reason why Bivol's like, yeah, I'm standing on business. If we're doing undisputed shit, it's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. There's no question about that. I mean,
yeah,
That I mean that's
Yeah,
that's
for him that works, but every big fight don't need to be over there. Would y'all want Crawford Spence over there?
Well, I mean, like I said though, because and this is the thing though, money talk, and that's the whole reason. Like, money is the reason why all 12 different promoters and their fighters got together to do this, and that's why you heard no bullshit. You heard they were in the commercials, the trailers, making that shit.
Which was dope.
Fun
Content, all that shit.
Yeah, that was the positives of it. But yeah, like I said, it's just like, for it to, but I don't want, fighters, because fighters going over to Saudi would just be like, oh, I'm just getting lazy. Like, it's just opening another lane. Like, it's like Frank Warren said, like, if you gotta earn a fight in Saudi Arabia, not to have everything. Like, you gotta earn that fight.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I almost feel like Saudi Arabia is like, it's like the bonus level is Sonic. Like when you go after the Chaos Emeralds, like that's it. Like, you only gonna get that if you beat the levels with 100 rings or some shit.
Right. Right.
So yeah, like you gotta get and even then it's like it's just certain matchups. Like not every like my big fights gotta be big. They gotta feel big. Pause. Like,
and then Dice, I'm just laughing what Dice said because it's haram to clap in Saudi Arabia. if that, and then,
dude, you know what? I'm gonna be like this, real quick, man. And then we could just go into some other shit real quick.
Like the monster shit, obviously.
Yeah. Like watching this whole event and just seem like it's the elite of the elites. Like if niggas just like, we're gonna have a Tyson Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe tag team match, but we're gonna do it on international waters type shit. And only like 15 people could be there. This whole event reminded me of a fight like I seen in high school. Like it was between one of my homeboys and some other nigga, some Jamaican cat. It was after a football game, man. There was only like maybe 8 of us all total. Like that dude had a few people, my dude had a few people, but we had maybe it was maybe like 5 to their 3 type shit.
Right.
And niggas, whatever reason, niggas got disrespected, whatever. So it's at night, and niggas are trying to avoid the crowds because we want to see this fight. And these niggas is drawing and talking. So niggas is literally just trying to find the most secluded spot in the fucking school at night on a Friday, whatever, football. So the energy is in the hood, at black school, energy is all over the place.
Right.
And we're literally trying to find the most safest, secluded, well-lit spot so these two niggas could fight. And we finally get to a little spot ironically in front of the fucking school.
I mean, the vibe, you can't drink or smoke. You can't. There's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and honestly, that's what it reminded me of. Like niggas going way out of their way, going overseas, mountains. We up here fucking going down hallways, going across fields. Went from the bleachers to the there, went to the student parking lot, teachers park. We just looking like, yo, these niggas gotta fight. Where these niggas gonna throw hands at where no one's gonna break it up. And that's the Saudi Arabia. So just on the quest, and eventually we did find the spot. These niggas fought. The little nigga had the Jamaican dude had the hands, ironically. The Yankee dude, he got clocked. But when I see this nigga skied this motherfucker, he picked this nigga up and jumped up off of one leg and body slammed this nigga to the concrete. And I'm talking about, this is a nigga that's like maybe 6'1", slamming a nigga that's like 5'8", 5'9". Hard, but like I was like, God damn, like. Then one of his homeboys who was swole as fuck, like swung on dude brother, and then we was like, what the fuck? We not like, and so we thought niggas was jumping, some niggas was running, and it was just crazy. But yeah, like that ain't gonna happen in Saudi Arabia, like them niggas with the shit, bro. But,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah, that's what it is. Just niggas going out of their way to make special little fights that you can't make anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it has its place. Just don't make it the place.
Right.
That's all I got to say on that. That the little shout outs to Larry Merchant. That sound like the way he would end that shit.
It was.
Hey, yo, Pat, like it's the place. It's a place, but not the place.
Exactly, and that's a perfect way to end the day of wrestling segment. Whatever, you know. Yeah, we went in on that, you know, for sure. Though.
I mean, 8 hours. I mean, the least we could do.
Well, no, you're right. Though. Oh, yeah. So we, 8 hours. Yeah, we have to give it some bars.